Imagine a vast, untouched wilderness, a place where nature reigns supreme and the hand of man is but a distant memory. The Siberian taiga stretches for thousands of miles, a seemingly endless sea of green under a bright, expansive sky. It's a land of mystery and beauty, where the forest whispers ancient secrets. The year is 1908. The world is on the brink of monumental change with technological advancements and political shifts. Yet, life in the remote reaches of Siberia remains untouched by the rumblings of progress, a timeless sanctuary. On the morning of June 30th, something extraordinary happened. The day began like any other, with the sun rising over the tranquil forest, casting a golden glow on the treetops. At 7:17 a.m., a silent, blinding light blazed across the sky. It was an otherworldly sight, a celestial event that defied explanation. It was brighter than the sun, a searing flash that turned night to day. The intensity of the light was such that it could be seen for hundreds of miles, leaving onlookers in awe and fear. Then silence returned, but it was a silence pregnant with anticipation, a silence before a storm. The forest held its breath as if aware that something monumental was about to unfold. Moments later, the world exploded. A massive fireball erupted in the sky, releasing energy equivalent to hundreds of atomic bombs. A monstrous shock wave ripped through the taiga, flattening trees like dominoes over an area twice the size of Rhode Island. The force of the blast was unimaginable, leaving a scar on the landscape that would be visible for decades. The ground shook with the force of a massive earthquake, sending tremors through the earth that were felt as far away as Europe. Windows shattered hundreds of miles away, the shockwave reaching distant towns and villages, leaving destruction in its wake. The sound was deafening, a roar that echoed across continents. It was a sound that would be remembered by those who heard it for the rest of their lives. This was the Tunguska Event, a mystery that has captivated scientists and fueled imaginations for over a century. The sheer scale of the devastation and the lack of a clear explanation have made it one of the most intriguing events in modern history. What force of nature could unleash such devastation? Was it a comet, an asteroid, or something even more mysterious? Scientists have debated and studied the event for decades, yet definitive answers remain elusive. Was it a message from the cosmos? A warning shot across the bow of our planet? The Tunguska Event remains a powerful reminder of the forces that lie beyond our world, forces that can change the course of history in an instant. Energy released by the Tunguska explosion is difficult to comprehend. It was an event that defied expectations and left scientists and witnesses alike in awe. Estimates suggest it was equivalent to 15 megatons of TNT, a staggering amount of energy that is hard to visualize. To put it into perspective, this explosion was 1,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, an event that itself changed the course of history. The blast wave from the Tunguska explosion was so immense that it circled the globe twice. It was recorded on instruments designed to measure earthquakes and atmospheric disturbances, showcasing the sheer scale of the event. Witnesses described a column of fire rising miles into the sky, followed by a mushroom cloud that dwarfed anything produced by human hands. The sight was both terrifying and mesmerizing. The sky itself seemed to ignite, painted with vibrant hues of orange, red, and green. These colors lingered, creating an otherworldly atmosphere that was both beautiful and eerie. The nights that followed were so bright that people in Europe could read newspapers outdoors. This unusual brightness was a direct consequence of the explosion's impact on the atmosphere. But here's the mystery: there was no crater. Despite the immense power of the explosion, the ground bore no visible scar. A powerful explosion like that should have left a scar on the Earth's surface, a gaping wound visible from space. Yet there was nothing of the sort. Initial expeditions to the remote region found nothing but scorched earth and flattened trees, all pointing towards a single point in the sky. The devastation was clear, but the cause remained elusive. The absence of an impact crater only deepened the enigma of the Tunguska Event. Scientists were left puzzled, trying to piece together the clues left behind by this mysterious explosion. It was a cosmic puzzle with high stakes, a stark reminder of the awesome and sometimes destructive power of the universe we inhabit. The Tunguska Event remains one of the most intriguing and unexplained phenomena in modern history, a testament to the unpredictable nature of our cosmos. Hundreds of miles away from ground zero, the indigenous Evenki people felt the heat of the blast on their faces. The sheer force of the explosion was so immense that it reached far beyond the immediate vicinity, touching lives in the most remote corners of Siberia. They spoke of a fiery demon that scorched the earth and knocked shaman from their feet. The shaman, revered for their spiritual connection to the land, were left powerless against this otherworldly force, their rituals and chants unable to protect them from the devastation. Reindeer, their source of livelihood, were vaporized in an instant. These animals, essential for their survival, provided not just food but also materials for clothing and shelter. The loss was catastrophic, leaving the Evenki people in a state of despair and uncertainty. One Evenki man, later interviewed by scientists, described being thrown from his porch as if a giant hand had slapped the ground beneath him. The sheer force of the blast was unlike anything he had ever experienced, a moment etched into his memory forever. He spoke of the terror he felt, believing the end of the world had come. The sky, once a source of guidance and comfort, had turned into a harbinger of doom, filling the hearts of the Evenki with an unshakable fear. Across Siberia, people reported seeing the sky split open, a second sun blazing with an unholy light. This phenomenon was unlike any natural occurrence they had ever witnessed, leaving them to wonder if the gods themselves were angry. Trains were stopped in their tracks as the ground shook beneath them. The powerful tremors disrupted daily life, causing widespread panic and confusion among the people who relied on these trains for transportation and trade. For weeks, a strange metallic taste lingered in the air, and the nights glowed with an eerie luminescence. This unnatural glow added to the sense of unease, as if the very atmosphere had been altered by the cataclysmic event. These eyewitness accounts, though fragmented and filtered through the lens of fear and superstition, provided crucial clues for scientists. Each testimony, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, helped piece together the puzzle of what had truly happened. They painted a picture of an event unlike anything humans had ever witnessed, an event that defied explanation. The scientists, armed with these accounts, embarked on a quest to uncover the truth, delving into the mysteries of the cosmos and the forces that govern our world. Theories about the Tunguska Event abound, ranging from the plausible to the downright bizarre. Some whispered of divine retribution, a punishment from the heavens. Others imagined a secret weapons test gone wrong, a harbinger of the horrors to come in the 20th century. Scientists, however, sought a more rational explanation. The most likely culprit, they concluded, was a cosmic impact. But what kind of object could cause such devastation without leaving a crater? The leading theory points to an airburst. A rocky asteroid or a comet, perhaps 100 to 200 feet in diameter, entered the Earth's atmosphere at tremendous speed. The intense heat and pressure caused the object to explode high above the ground, releasing a tremendous shock wave. This airburst theory explains the lack of a crater and the widespread damage. The object itself would have vaporized in the explosion, leaving behind only a scattering of cosmic dust as evidence of its passing. The remoteness of the Tunguska Event site hampered early investigations. It wasn't until 1927, almost 2 decades after the explosion, that the first scientific expedition led by Leonid Kulik reached the area. What Kulik found astonished him. Millions of trees were flattened in a radial pattern, pointing back to a central point above ground zero. He found evidence of a massive shock wave, scorching and melted soil, but no impact crater. Subsequent expeditions in the decades that followed uncovered tiny glassy spheres in the soil. These spheres, rich in nickel and iridium, are typical of meteoroids and provided further evidence for a cosmic impact. Despite over a century of research, the Tunguska Event remains an enigma. The exact nature of the object, its trajectory, and its composition are still debated by scientists today. The Tunguska site, a silent testament to the power of the cosmos, continues to yield clues, fueling our quest to understand this celestial mystery.